Reword is an effective tool that will help change online bullying. It's like a spell checker for bullying. It's a non-intrusive red line that strikes through insults as they're typed, so people can actually reconsider what they're saying before they press send.
I see things like "I hate you" or "nobody likes you." With Reword, if you type that, the red line appears and people don't bully as much.
Reword uses a red line because it's a simple visual alert that something's wrong. Don't bully and the line will never appear. Testing has shown that almost 80% of kids are willing to change what they've written when they see the red line. Reword affects young people's behaviour by helping them shape their moral compass.
It's not just about swearing. The tool recognises strings of words that can make up an insult or a phrase, as well as things like culture and slang. Reword is designed to let people add new insults to make the tool even smarter over time.
As much as you love your children and you think you can trust them, they can sometimes do a few things that may be wrong. I don't want my kids to be bullies or be bullied, but I can't control everything. What's typed stays typed. I don't think they understand the consequences of that.
We need this as an educational tool when kids first become active on social media, even from a young age. Words are used every day, and the more people reword, the less insults we'll see online. The vision of Reword is that it's built into every social media platform and mobile device.
Reword is the tool that can help change online bullying.
For over 25 years, the Transport Accident Commission, Australia's largest social insurer, have been pioneers of shock advertising. But Australians have become desensitised, and the road toll is rising. We needed a new way of communicating.
The Transport Accident Commission in Australia has sparked huge international debate after they released a car accident awareness campaign unlike any other you've seen before.
Part interactive sculpture, part educational tool, Graham shows us how the human body would need to change to survive a low-impact crash. Over several months, a trauma surgeon and a road safety engineer collaborated with a world-renowned artist, using decades of road safety data, medical research, and creativity to deliver evolution underpinned by evidence. Each physiological change was a new source of information, showing what happens to our bodies in common crash scenarios. We then introduced Graham to influencers in arts, science, and government before touring the country to areas where drivers are more likely to be in an accident. Visitors were the first to use Tango, Google's new augmented reality technology, to go beneath his skin and better understand his anatomy. Within 24 hours, he'd sparked a global road safety conversation as he was discussed, debated, and even memed.
This is Graham.
Now hier treffen wir Graham.
Realmente Graham.
Love him or hate him, you couldn't ignore him, as this road safety message became a global phenomenon. But for all the global impact, the most important influence Graham has is on our future drivers, as he is now part of the school curriculum. And in May 2017, Graham will join the World Health Organization as their international face of road safety, to remind all of us of our vulnerability on the road.
Nana, ये देखो, shield, leg, helmet.
होमवर्क हो गया?
मम्मी, ये देखो.
फिर दाग लगा दिया. पापा ये लीजिए आपके घर जाने की टिकट. Hello, yeah, I'm just going to send you the email in 5 minutes. Yeah, give me 5 minutes. I'm working on the present.
मेरी छोटी सी गुड़िया कितनी बड़ी हो गई. घर घर खेलती थी, अब घर संभालती है. ऑफिस संभालती है। आई एम सो प्राउड एंड आई एम सो सॉरी। सॉरी कि ये सब तुम्हें अकेले करना पड़ता है। सॉरी कि जब तुम घर घर खेलती थी तो मैंने तुम्हें रोका नहीं। ये नहीं कहा कि ये सिर्फ तुम्हारा काम नहीं है, तुम्हारे हस्बैंड का भी है। पर कहता भी कैसे है।
और मेरी ग्रीन शर्ट धो देना।
मैंने भी तो कभी तुम्हारी मम्मी की हेल्प नहीं की, और तुमने जो देखा वही सीखा। तुम्हारे हस्बैंड ने भी बचपन में यही देखा होगा। घर घर खेलते वक्त वो टीवी देखने की या न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने की एक्टिंग करता होगा, और तुम जैसी कोई छोटी सी लड़की चाय बनाने की एक्टिंग करती होगी। उसके डैड की तरफ से सॉरी, तुम्हारे डैड की तरफ से सॉरी, और हर उस डैड की तरफ से सॉरी जिसने कई कई सालों से एक गलत एग्जाम्पल सेट किया। पर अभी भी देर नहीं हुई। इस सॉरी के साथ मैं अपनी तरफ से एक छोटी सी कोशिश करूंगा कि घर के काम में मम्मी की हेल्प करूं। किचन का किंग ना बन पाऊं तो कम से कम लॉन्ड्री में तो हाथ बटाऊं। इतने साल एक गलत एग्जाम्पल सेट किया है, अब कुछ सही कर जाऊं। तुम्हारा पापा।
Welcome to Los Santos, the city of Grand Theft Auto 5. This is one of the most popular video games in the world. It's famous for its brilliant story, but also for the violence. Yeah, you see, there's a lot of stuff like this. And this. And this. And this. You could say that this city is in desperate need of love. And that's why the Stockholm Pride Festival created the unofficial modification, Los Santos Pride.
I wanna know, hey, yeah, hey, yeah. Where do we go from here?
The modification was free to download, so everyone could have their own digital pride parade inside the game. And it included new custom-made clothes, like this shirt. Or this one. We also created signs, flags, and, face paint. The parade was launched with a trailer on YouTube and Facebook.
How are you, Los Santos? It's time to get ready for the first Pride Parade in the history of the city.
And just hours after the launch, Los Santos Pride became a huge topic in media. And oh, the parade is impossible to destroy. Why? Well, because love always wins.
Buenos días, señora Duerto. ¿Quiere usted comprar o vender una experiencia?
Vender.
Estuviste aquí ayer por la tarde. Ya te dije que lo prudente era dejar pasar 3 días. Déjame ver qué tenemos por ahí que no entrañe peligro. Es el recuerdo de tu primer novio de instituto. Pasión adolescente, rebeldía contra los padres, fuga de casa.
¿Cuánto?
Seguramente te la tasarán por $250,000.
Mi primer novio en el instituto.
¿Cuánto?
255.000. No sé, yo creo que no podría desprenderme de algo tan importante, ¿no? Hazlo.
In Spain, millennials have suffered the economic crisis more than anyone.
They call themselves Los Indignados.
It's a movement of young people who want change.
And who do they blame? The banks. So how can you sell an account to a generation who don't want to listen to the banks? Santander Bank presents
Beyond Money.
¿Quiere usted comprar o vender una experiencia?
Vender. Mi primer novio en el instituto.
Seguramente te la tasarán por $250,000.
Hazlo.
It's the story of Lucia, a woman who sells her most treasured memories, getting the audience to think what's worth more, money or experiences. To launch an account that offers experiences as well as money. A 17-minute sci-fi film starring Adriana Ugarte, the star of the latest Almodovar movie, drew more than 12,000 young people just to the premiere in cinemas and Santander offices nationwide.
El estreno de un thriller de ciencia ficción. ¿Cuánto? Más allá del dinero.
Más allá del dinero.
Más allá del dinero. Más allá del dinero.
Está más allá del dinero, Carlos.
After launch, Beyond Money started a debate in Spain about the true value of money.
Luego hay un después, hay un debate, hay una charla. ¿Y tú lo harías?
Ni porque me diera como millones de euros.
Yo hay tantas experiencias que querría vender y no recordar nunca más.
Espectacular. Seguramente mucha de la gente que fue ayer al Estadio Santiago Bernabéu querría vender su experiencia.
The film got huge engagement numbers and better reviews than even Hollywood blockbusters. At a time when banks aren't trusted anywhere in the world, Santander got the fastest sign-up rate in its 160-year history, making the Beyond Money campaign an experience that a bank would never, ever want to sell.
Que algo que me mole tanto lo haya hecho un banco, incluso me jode.
A group of small islands in the middle of the Baltic Sea is home base for a local bank. For almost 100 years, it's supported the families of farmers, sailors and fishermen living from the sea. Now, with 90 million people living around the Baltic Sea coastline, dumping a mix of toxins into its waters, the situation is critical and oxygen levels are alarmingly low. The seabed is being strangled to death, and in parts, it's already dead.
It's obvious. In order to care for our customers, we need to care for the sea. As a bank, we analyze data to try to understand risks. We also wanted to apply this behavior in an environmental perspective, in order to influence everyday decisions made by our customers.
To enable this, the Bank of Åland developed the Baltic Sea Project credit card and the Åland Index. The index merges credit card transaction data with that of financial investment analysis and calculates the individual carbon footprint of each transaction. This alignment has created the world's first bank index for everyday environmental impact. The result is presented with the monthly bill, as are the options to compensate locally, globally, or by lifestyle. Over time, you can track and compare your behavior with the national average. For all the status levels, the bank is now replacing all its credit cards in Finland, and soon they will also be available in Sweden. But no man is an island. That's why the Bank of Åland is making the index available to any bank that believes that change is driven by insight, substantiated by data, and created together.
MailChimp is a creative company that gives other companies digital tools to grow in their own creative ways. So when it came time to introduce themselves to targeted audiences, they did it in their own original way. By saying hi to the world with not one, not two, but 9 uniquely engaging experiences. They were all very different, but had one thing in common. They all kinda sounded like MailChimp. And they designed a paid search campaign so that no matter which experience piqued your interest, you'd find your way back to MailChimp. First, they caught the attention of cinemagoers when they released 3 short films in theaters nationwide. Mailshrimp, Jailblimp, and Kalelimp. Then they turned their attention to the music world. They made Whale Synth, a real musical instrument made entirely out of whale noises, and put together Veil Hymn, a musical collaboration between Dev Hynes and Brendan Cook that spawned a hit single and a sexy interactive music video. They gave nail art influencers a worldwide platform to battle for the ultimate title of Nail Champ, created hair and beauty trends like the male crimp and snail crimp that were so ridiculous they actually caught on.
Snaily.
And invented fail chips, an actual snack food made from crushed potato chips. They dropped amazing things into every part of culture, and then they waited for the right people to pick them up. Rolling Stone and Pitchfork featured Veil Him on their front pages and raved about them within hours of their release, leading to nearly 2 million streams. French Vogue, Paper Magazine, and The New Yorker couldn't get enough of the hottest hair trend, the male crimp. Whale synth hit the big time with industry insiders like experimental rock god Brian Eno. Nail Champ had an audience of over 1 million nail art fans. And then they gave away over 200,000 bags of fail chips, infiltrating foodie culture and inspiring recipes from famous chefs. You see, MailChimp knew that to reach a very specific audience, the most direct path isn't always the most obvious one. They also knew that if you made something unique enough for that audience, they'd search for it and make their way back to MailChimp, where the brand's message was clear. Doing things your way isn't really just more fun. It's good business, especially when you know how the internet works.
Uranium is a new metal made from destructed illegal firearms. With hundreds of millions of illegal firearms spread across the world, armed violence is a global epidemic. It is estimated that 1 person is shot and killed every minute. Sadly, already suffering developing countries are the most affected, with a devastating mix of violence and poverty. Governments and local authorities are struggling with seizing and destroying illegal firearms because weapon destruction programs are often poorly funded and politically not prioritized. The Uranium Metal Initiative is the world's first supply chain of metal made from destructed illegal firearms, supported by local governments and authorities, and a production process that meets industrial standards and comply with fair trade policies. The estimated yearly output is 50 metric tons of uranium metal. Production has been initiated in Guatemala and El Salvador, with negotiations underway in additional Latin American countries. In short, IM uses the manufacturing and sales of uranium metal to fight the spread of illegal firearms. This, in effect, creates new funds to help rebuild conflict-torn societies, as well as offer support to victims of armed violence. The Uranium Metal Initiative has been covered and praised by international news media and received important support from some of the most renowned international experts on disarmament and armed violence. In 2017, IAM will present the first selection of companies from a wide range of industries and markets that will use uranium metal in their production. There's no gimmick here, no glossy packaging, no marvelous budgets to get our message across. Just a new metal, uranium, made from illegal firearms to fight violence and poverty. Thanks for watching.
Snickers launched an advertising campaign in Australia in partnership with 7-Eleven that changes the price of the candy bar based on the
mood of the internet. And when anger goes up, Snickers prices go down.
Australia, get angry. Let's get those things down to 20 cents.
Introducing the Hungerithm, a hunger algorithm that linked price to people's real-time moods. As anger went up, prices went down at every 7-Eleven in Australia. Built on a 3,000-word lexicon from MIT, the Hungerithm analyzed over 14,000 social posts a day to determine sentiment. It even understood sarcasm and slang, and not just any slang, Aussie slang. Prices updated 144 times a day, and users simply clicked Get a Snickers on the Hungerithm mobile site to get a 7-Eleven barcode. No downloading apps or printing required. That would have just made them angrier. As prices dropped, fans were alerted via reactive social content, live in-store displays, and more.
Prices fluctuated wildly today, thanks largely
Visit snickers.com.au. Each new price had a backstory. Whether it was a politician saying something utterly stupid, people losing their minds over a show, or a country breaking up with the entire EU. The Hungerithm turned the price of a candy bar into something people actually wanted to follow. Even Reddit liked it, and they hate everything. By changing its price over 5,000 times in 5 weeks, one of Australia's largest chocolate brands created a massive social media and PR spike. But one stat mattered most, the 67% sales increase. And for the first time, You're Not You When You're Hungry was linked to real-world mood and real-world sales. Snickers Hungarism. The angrier the internet, the cheaper the Snickers.
In 1 year, Jet.com went from a retail startup to a $3.3 billion company and got a ton of people saving along the way. Jet.com's mission is to always find innovative ways to save money and pass those savings on to customers. So we created a through-the-line campaign that demonstrated Jet's unique approach to innovating saving. We started by getting in on the Super Bowl excitement without paying for a Super Bowl ad by making the most Super Bowl commercial ever. Literally.
Welcome to Jet.com.
We're going to do a lot of talking about bowls. Super Bowls.
The commercial ran online only, but because it was a Super Bowl commercial, our keywords and tagging were more relevant to the search term Super Bowl commercial than any other commercial in the Super Bowl, which made us one of the most watched Super Bowl commercials that weekend without paying for it. On radio, we found an innovative way to save by creating an entire campaign without using any voice actors, because we used the Google Translate voice instead.
It's an innovative way to save, sort of like making this radio ad without an overpriced voiceover to read the script in a quote-unquote exciting way.
On TV, our brand films showcase the savings innovations that didn't quite make it to the public. And for the holidays, instead of encouraging people to spend more, Jet was the only retailer that told people to spend less on the people they love. And to help, we created the Careculator, a social media tool that tells you how much to spend on your friends and family based on how much they care about you on Facebook. And of course, showed you how much more you can buy on Jet for less. By finding innovative ways to save on everything from Super Bowl commercials to friendships, we showed people how Jet's dedication to saving saved everyone money. Well, almost everyone.
Waiting for.
No.
I don't know if you saw this.
Yes.
This is the New York Times today. There was an ad that was taken out by Burger King
to McDonald's when Burger King
asks McDonald's to join forces
to create the ultimate burger.
The McWhopper.
McWhopper. McWhopper. McWhopper. Thank you, Hooper. McWhopper.
Proceeds would benefit the nonprofit called Peace One Day.
Sadly, McDonald's CEO nixed the idea.
We love the intention, but think our two brands could do something bigger to make a difference. P.S. A simple phone call will do next time.
What an
Are they stupid?
McDonald's!
But 4 other restaurant chains raised their hands for peace.
They combined a whole bunch of different amazing sandwiches to make one super amazing sandwich. 5 restaurants in one. You want to try it out?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Peace is love. Peace is care. Peace is whatever you make it. Peace is a tasty thing.
I want to make peace with God for whatever things I did wrong today. Okay. Everybody do later today.
I think they made a big mistake over under the arches, personally.
My dad, I haven't talked to him in about 2 years. I've already made a phone call and we were laughing just thinking how crazy it was. I wouldn't have done it without today.
This is just barely breaking the surface, but it's definitely a start. It's making a difference for me.
You got big major corporations doing it. Why not small people? We can do the same thing, you know?
Now can I eat my burger? Okay, thank you.
Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.
Listen, Burger King, quit messing with my mind. Quit messing with my emotions.
You're watching a 15-second Burger King ad, which is unfortunately not enough time to explain all the fresh ingredients in the Whopper sandwich. But I got an idea. Okay, Google, what is the Whopper burger?
According to Wikipedia, the Whopper is a burger
consisting of a flame-grilled quarter-pound beef patty, sesame seed bun, mayonnaise,
lettuce, tomato,
pickles, ketchup,
and sliced onion.
The problem is the definitions are coming from the Whopper's Wikipedia page.
People trolled the absolute hell out of Burger King by constantly changing what Wikipedia said.
Patty made with 100% medium-sized child.
And after a few back and forth entries, Burger King eventually restored the original content.
Google says it made changes to stop its devices from responding.
At first, Google had said it would fix it, but then apparently Burger King released additional ads last night that still trigger it. So,
Okay, Google.
Okay, Google, what is
the Whopper burger?
Oh, it did work.
It did work.
These were the results.
9.3 billion global impressions. $135 million in earned media. Trending topic on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Google Trends. Burger King's most talked about TV spot in history. Started a debate around the limits of advertising and invasive technology.
Listen, was this innovative? Yes. It's pretty smart, but the future does scare me.
And also, it does shine a light on the very real problem we're going to have with integrated smart households.
Okay, Google. Thank you.
Whatever.
In 2016, a nationwide survey found that 1 in 5 students struggles with access to clean clothes for school. This leads to thousands of students skipping school each day, contributing to a U.S. dropout rate of more than 4,000 students every day. Kids who drop out have a 40% higher unemployment rate, a 70% higher welfare rate, and are 8 times more likely to go to prison.
For any educator, you're aware that access to clean clothes can be a problem for kids. What we didn't realize was the magnitude of the issue.
With such compelling data, Whirlpool launched the Care Counts program to see if attendance rates would improve when students had access to clean clothes.
We installed washers and dryers into at-risk schools across the country, and we built custom data collection devices and installed them on each of the washers at each of the schools. So before each wash, a student ID was entered into the device, and this data let us see the actual connection between a student having clean clothes and its impact on their attendance.
Since the program has been in the school, my attendance is consistent. The goal is 90. We have over 90% all the time.
After a full year of data collection, we found that over 90% of students in the program improved their attendance, and the highest risk students were in school an additional 2 weeks more than the previous year. Beyond attendance, the program also impacted students socially and academically, with 89% increasing their class participation and 95% engaging in more extracurricular activities.
They went from kind of being embarrassed to this confidence level of, look at me read.
If one story is going to stick in your brain today, I think it could be this one. Whirlpool. Whirlpool.
Whirlpool.
Whirlpool.
It may seem a bit unusual, a washer-dryer leading to student success, but staff here say they've seen it work and it's changing lives.
How I feel with clean clothes, hanging out with my friends. I feel like nothing can stop me.
There are already reports of problems at polling stations.
I ended up waiting in line for almost 7 hours to vote.
I spent 9 hours in a gym packed full of hundreds and hundreds of people.
They said I was the lucky one because I was the last one to vote. And have all these people here waiting, that's unfair.
Oh, fue terrible. Tuve que esperar por más de 5 horas, tal vez 6, sin agua, sin comer.
Unequal voting access is definitely a problem in our country.
Boost Mobile stores are located in the communities where these problems are happening. So we are offering our network of stores as polling places for Election Day.
The more accessible places that are there for the minority communities, the bigger the turnout could be on an election day.
We're already implementing this program in a few innovative counties. Now we need your help to spread nationwide. If you believe we should all have an equal voice on November 8th, sign this petition and help spread the word. Together, we can spark real change. And if you are a Board of Elections official in need of additional polling places, please contact us immediately.
I would really question anybody that's not getting involved in this because it just makes sense.
Voting has to be a fundamental right, no matter who the people are.
Let's make this the year every American is heard equally.
And the problem is this: women are not making it to the top of any profession anywhere in the world.
Today is International Women's Day, and one Wall Street firm is marking the occasion by placing this statue, a little girl staring down the iconic charging bull.
The new image was put up by State Street Global Advisors.
A powerful little
Defiant.
girl.
Representing women's daily experience of having to face a ton of bull.
There's certain values like diversity that have a return.
The fact that the industry has acknowledged this fund is quite important.
The most famous girl in all of New York City.
The fearless girl.
La Niña Sin Miedo.
People young and old are flocking to her.
The fearless girl on Wall Street has already made a lasting impression.
It's the hottest selfie in town still.
As she's become a social media phenomenon, Fearless Girl has also become a broader symbol of female empowerment.
19,000.
25,000.
28,000.
30,000 people have already signed a petition to keep the statue here longer.
The Fearless Girl will be allowed to remain at her post.
This statue has crystallized this moment in history.
My generation fought for the women of today, so that little girl is saying a lot.
Women's boobs, particularly their nipples, are censored in certain social networks even when showing how to perform breast self-examinations to detect early breast cancer. But we found boobs that aren't censored. Henry's. Hello, let's begin. Standing in front of a mirror, place your hands on your hips. Check your breasts for any changes in skin or nipples, including swelling, redness or lumps. Then, hands on your head, check for shape distortion. Now, time to get active. Using your 3 middle fingers, press in a spiral from your armpit downward, going under the breast and covering its entire surface up to the nipple. Don't forget the armpit and upper pecs. If you feel any lump or irregularity, contact your gynecologist. There are 3 steps to detect breast cancer: breast self-examination, visiting your gynecologist regularly, getting a mammogram. And that goes for you too, Henry. Men can also contract breast cancer. Thank goodness that doesn't go for censorship. Share this video or make your own. All you need is a pair of man boobs.